Hello there, this is the guy still on his holidays trip and welcome to this AFK journey video. So for today's video, we're going to talk about my free-to-play teams for the Heroic Gauntlet run for this week. So the boss for this week is the Sand-based King. So the most important part is this enhanced charge, which allows the boss to charge every 3 seconds to do massive damage, 10 times the max HP, which is pretty much an insta-kill on most units. I think Torrent can take the hit and then revive. You can also use Feresto to take the hit, spawn another illusion, and then have additional bodies for this boss to charge. But unfortunately, there's no way for you to actually control where this Sand-based King charge. So in today's video, we're not going to rely that much on having tanks to tank the front line, because once the Sand-based King actually starts charging, it could be a little bit hard to manage. So we are going to recommend teams that just burst the boss down as quickly as possible. So for this one, you can actually negate it by having Displacement effect, which will interrupt the charge, which means that the boss will not charge and knock it down for 3 seconds. So you're able to control the boss while preventing the insta-kill. So the other part of the boss kit includes the ultimate, the Taunt defense over here, which means the boss takes reduced damage from the front while damaging the enemies that attack from the front itself. So this is if, let's say, you don't do enough damage when the boss uses Taunt defense. What you can do is manually control your displacement unit to pull it to a certain angle such that the boss's back is open to some of your main damage dealers, so that you are able to hit the boss while not taking too much damage on the front itself. So that's for the Taunt defense side. And then for the third skill, Fang Strike, simple AoE skill with a little bit of damage over time. So I don't think it's that important if you're able to burst the boss down. So this is I'll say like some notes for those of you guys who don't have that much built up units, right, in case of survival issues. So that's for the Fang Strike side. So for this boss, we will recommend 4 different teams and discuss the rationale for different units as well as the team builds, why each team works itself. So first of all, recommended units, displacement units, obviously, because of the ability to cancel the charge. So Cyran as well as Eironn. So for the Eironn team, very simple, we're going to do a full Wilder showcase. Other than our Cyran as well as our Eironn, there's also a Reiner, right? For those of you guys who don't know, Reiner's second skill is also considered a displacement effect. Okay, and this will give you that debuff on the boss with the displacement. So what we're going to do is we're going to run Reiner. We have double displacement, and then what you can do is you can manual Eironn's ultimate. So this will ensure that your unit's skill goes through. So we're going to do Pheromore. Pheromore is going to buff up Lily May. I think we can also do OD, right, for another damage. Okay, so this one is with regards to this team. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Reiner's displacement first. Right, so this way you have double displacement. Okay, so this is for those of you guys who have issues with regards to like surviving, if your units are not as built up. Okay, so right now we have this. We're gonna pull this in. Okay, then from here we can manual, because this way we would have controlled the boss long enough to prevent the charge while jamming in enough damage, and this is where we are able to finish the boss with the double displacement technique. So this is with Reiner as well as our Eironn for the maximum displacement. Okay, Pheromore doing a whole bunch of damage, Didime as well as OD, pretty good stuff. So this is with the Wilder side. Next, you can actually just rely on Reiner as well and do a full Maulers with maximum buff to actually kill the boss ASAP. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send in OD to the other side, so OD is as far away from the boss as possible. And then we're gonna put Mikola, because OD will be on the other side, the boss will be on this side, so we will get control of our arena. We're gonna do let's do a full Wilders. Okay, Smokey for this one, and then probably I guess we can do Hugin here. No, but Hugin will not maximize the buff itself. So I guess what we can do is we're just gonna put a full Mauler with Coco. Okay, so without further ado, let's start this battle. So we will displace the boss at the start. OD will be on the other side. We hold onto the arena, and then we can just auto our way with all the different good buffs from the Mauler side. Okay, unfortunately, our Smokey got charged almost immediately. Oops. Okay, but should be fine here. Charge. So you can see that even with Koko's damage reduction, the max HP attack is a lot, right? So this means that you kind of need some sort of displacement to stop the charging or slow down the charging. So that's that. One Reiner works as well with the Maulers. You can also do the Lightbearer build. So Lightbearer, you have Cyran, right? So we do a Cyran build here. My Cyran's not built up, but we're just using him mainly for the positioning, so I think it's perfectly fine. We are going to use Sinbad as our carry. We're gonna use Sonya right here for the buffs. Probably I guess Mikola is fine because there's only one boss, so Mikola's fine. We have 2 melee units. Mikola's, I'll say, like sacrificable in this case. So we're just gonna probably throw in another Smokey for the buff, I guess. So you can obviously put Reiner. I think it works. Most importantly is you are able to get maximum buffs onto your carries. Okay, so we are going to pull the boss as far away as possible with Cyran's ultimate. So somewhere like this, we manual it. So this will have this black hole which sort of pulls the boss away and then buy us additional time to prevent the boss from charging. Okay, nice. Okay, our Sonya actually tanked up the damage by quite a fair bit. Really, really nice stuff. So that's that. Dazzling DPS. Sinbad doing pretty good damage here. So this is the Lightbearer team. Last but not least, let's conclude this with a Graveborn team. Okay, so for the Graveborn, I don't think Graveborn have that many displacement effect, but we can always use Reiner. I think Reiner's okay. Reiner here. We can do a Torrent, I guess. Torrent, I mean, yeah, Torrent's quite okay for that additional protection. Oh wait, we can do this. Yeah, we can do this because what we're gonna do is we're gonna displace the boss, right? So what happens is the boss will be right here, and then Torrent can be the frontmost unit for this one, and then we just throw in Carolina, as well as, I guess we're just gonna put a Pheromone here, yeah, to buff up the Carolina. Let's start. Okay, artifact of choice doesn't really matter. Because I think there is one artifact that's also able to move the target. So we got to give that a try to see whether or not it works on this boss. If it works on this boss, then that artifact is the best one, right? In terms of just repositioning the boss consistently. So let's do one, just a full like displacement team, for example. So we will just stop the boss from doing anything. The artifact that I'm talking about is this one. Banishing spell. So periodically teleports the frontmost enemy, which means that there's some sort of displacement. So let's do a full displacement team just for the funsies. Okay, we're just gonna put Reiner in, gonna put Cyran in. Is there any other displacement unit? Oh, Lenya. Lenya has a kick. I'm not sure whether or not Lenya's kick actually deals with the boss, but I think it's fine. Yeah. Let's just throw in a Pheromone for some damage, I guess. Is there other displacement unit? Nope. Okay, so let's go with this one. Let's start the battle. Let's see whether or not Banishing Spell actually works. So Eironn pulls the boss. Reiner displays the boss a little bit. Control the boss. Okay. Throws down the ultimate. Okay, that's the... Okay, it seems like it works. So I guess, right, specifically for the mechanics of this boss, Banishing Spell is actually the way to go in case you have issues surviving, right? For those of you guys who are lower tier in terms of your units, all you gotta do is use a Banishing Spell as well as a whole bunch of repositioning units to give you that prevention from the boss from casting the charge itself. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully one of these teams will work for you guys, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.